All right, hello. Instead of having more meetings, I really want to stick to one meeting per week. I thought I would do this sort of sprint review to set up the current sprint we're on and to talk about the sprint that just went by as a quick video. So let's get started. So basically, last sprint, notice I do have on the Trello board a new list that's just going to list out the sprints as we go. Okay. Obviously, with this one's just about done. The only thing I'm saving to say, cool, we've definitely completed the first sprint and I'm happy with it, is everyone having something committed into the project. So obviously everyone's doing great. Everyone's just getting started, so it's no problem that hasn't happened yet. I know that it's been a little bit of work to get going. So once everyone commits at least one thing, I'll check this off. Because really, the first sprint was just about assessment, me mostly getting a sense of what the project needed. This next sprint, the one we're on now, the one that really started today, is what I'm calling low-hanging fruit. Meaning that, hey, what are the things that I absolutely know can really help the game get much closer to being done? Like what's really needed? What are the easiest things that are going to help the game? So for me, it's simply trying to get the game playable from front to back, right? So right now, if you try to play the game in the editor from beginning to end, even using cheats and things, there's going to be various issues that pop up that prevent you from doing this. And I'm trying to iron out what all those issues are, because all the content is actually there. Like, actually, all the missions that you need and everything. It doesn't mean it's good. It doesn't mean it's well balanced, but it's all kind of at least stubbed in. So I want to get it to where someone could actually play through the whole game, even if it's rough. All right. So that's what I'm working on. And specifically, I'm really looking at the first 4 chapters. Like, what are some of the pain points there? That's really what I'm looking at. There's 15 chapters. I want to really focus on the first 4 because that introduces most of the game systems. All right, so for Yuna, this milestone is basically getting some obvious things that we need, like in the game. Now, game over screen, game title screen, and the credit roll. So for the game title screen, none of the buttons that I describe, and you'll notice that for all of these things I'm talking about, there'll be a card in your appropriate Trello list. But this card just summarizes everything that's in this current sprint, right? So for the title screen, the buttons do not have to be functional. I just want it made, right? That's kind of true for all of these things. Game over screen, it just needs to be made. It doesn't have to work. I'll probably be the one that wires that in. The credit roll with that one, I'm at least hoping to get it scrolling, right? To get a scrolling credit roll. And in that card, I do list everything, including, by the way, everyone should be, Alexia, Grace, everyone should look at this card that is here, create credit roll, and make sure that your name is as you would like it to be. Spelling, whatever, right? So let me know if you want how I'm listing your name to be changed here. And so, yeah, I have all the credits here for this, including the numerous and sundry asset packs, trying to be very ethical and list all that stuff out there. Okay, so there's that. 2D art. So what I really want to focus on with this sprint, and of course I know there's things from the last sprint that you're working on still, is the journal images, particularly the places, which there's only 3 of them, all right, and the animals. And so in that card, replace animals with sketches, I do say where you can find these things. You can find them in the Unreal project itself, by going content drawer, content textures, animals. So that's going to be, real quick here. Let me just switch to Unreal. If you go content and textures, and then look for animals, for instance, you'll see these are the animals that you can shoot, because as far as I know, that's actually legal to do that in Nevada. And then this is the photo mode only animals, so bald eagle, bighorn sheep. So sketches for those, all right? Also, note that you don't have to actually go into Unreal for this. You can actually go into the art source folder in the project and also find these things. So I put that file path there. It should be in that cloned project that you pulled down, from Diversion. And it's going to be public domain animal photos. All right, and you can see these are exactly the same photos, I think. Let me know if you find some discrepancies here between what's in Unreal and what's in here, but I think it should be the same. And the same thing goes for the locations. So journal locations here. I think there's one more. Right, the Nevada Wilds location is not in here for some reason. I'm not sure why. That is a mistake on my part, but you can find that easily enough in the Unreal project as well. And plus, it's just a sketch of this, right? It's just a sketch of the environment, basically, is all that one is. And that one is textures, journal images, places. And you can see Nevada Wilds, facility, Cooper's house. I'm going to have probably more of these later, but as of now, these are the only locations that I have. I probably need more of these, but it's all I have right now. All right, so talk about other tasks that we have. Let's see, we have, and by the way, notice the color, the yellow color here. That's everything that has to do with the current sprint we're on, right? And I do try to have dates. By the way, the sprints will go until Monday. I figured that out, that we don't meet until Thursday. It takes me at least until Sunday before I can even really review the sprint. So these sprints will always start Monday, start on Monday and end on a Monday, basically, from here on out. So anyway, so that's the 2D art stuff. Going back to the overall sprint description here. And 3D art. So 3D art, in addition to what's left over from the last sprint, one that's, I think, I see what I did here. I'm just going to make a quick edit to this. Instead of evidence for just chapter 3, start making evidence models. There, just to be a little more clear there. So there's light posts, and actually I'll make a quick edit to this. Light posts, power lines. One of these is going to be, I think, probably easy, and one of them is going to be more difficult. So basically, this one here, I did add some things to the Pinterest, and there's links there, so you get references for this. Right now, if you look at the game, I have these silly kit bashed on my end power lines and lamp posts. Here's one of the lamp posts. It's like sort of convincing, but if you really take a close look, you can tell that I'm just literally taking a lamp model and just tossing it onto just a rectangle. It does not look that good. So I'm hoping that you can make something that looks a lot cooler than that. The reference I gave you, it actually shows like a little portable generator, and I actually already have you making a portable power generator, so you can actually use that model that you've already started on and use that for this as well. The other thing that I'm asking for are power lines, because even though I'm assuming that a lot of these people, they're kind of they're sort of homesteaders, they may use portable generators. I do imagine there is some power lines out here, certainly back here in the environment when we get into the road. Right now I just have these kit bashed light posts, which actually doesn't really make any sense. There probably would be power lines back here, so those are two tasks that I think would help the environments out. The other one that's more important and more difficult would be the evidence. Okay, so talk about that real quick here. So evidence, I'll make a video later that actually shows that part of the game, but there's parts of the game where you walk around and pick up evidence. Right now, if you look at, if I go into that same textures folder and I go into evidence, it'll actually show, and this is in art source as well, so I do have that in the card, I believe. Actually, let me make sure that's true. Okay, start making models. Oh, I just give you the art source because that's probably easier to work with anyway. But yes, you can go into textures and evidence to find them in the Unreal project. But in art source, in that folder, which again is not in the Unreal project, that's just like the raw art files, you're going to look at, let's see where that is, evidence images. And what I need is like 3D models of all of these things. These are like public domain images that I've like run filters on. And actually the evidence right now, you'll see this in the video that I post later today. The evidence are literally just like flat cards that just sit weirdly on the ground, right? So I would much prefer 3D models. Now there's a few of these that I'll just say right now, you don't really need to worry about this one because this one's literally just approaching the model I already have of the dead body of the murdered person, so you don't need to do one for that. But the rest of these, like, all I think would be much better if they were models. I do give some instructions in the Trello card, like for the footprints. I think probably what we'd want to do there is that's like a rock or some mound of dirt that you put the material of the animal print on, right? And actually all these footprint ones should be handled in the same way, where it's some kind of mound of dirt. That's basically the 3D model, but you're then putting a material with the footprint on it, right? The other thing I say is feel free, like a lot of these objects are small, the bullet casings, the the hair clip, feel free to model them larger. The other thing I will say is that these bullet casings and these bullet casings are different for a reason. So I'm not a gun expert at all, but they're a different caliber. All that matters, I think, is that you model the shape, right? If you just make these bullets have this shape, all right, while these bullets have this shape, right? That's as accurate as I think they need to be for this. You can see there's like an old computer here. There's this old sort of government equipment. Hopefully some of this stuff is like fun to model. I have no conception other than, you have to understand this, like when I'm working with industry professionals in my career, I could count on people in the industry to just bash these things out. You are a student. I have no idea how long it's going to take you to make these, so please let me know. I have no expectation either way, right? If you get 1 or 2 a week, I'll be happy. If you get 4 or 5 done in a week, I'll be thrilled, honestly. I have no idea, right? So you'll just have to let me know there. And you're probably going to have questions. Now, there's some, like the land rights, the receipt. These are just pieces of paper. So these are just going to be like flat planes with materials. And like, again, you feel free to ask. But this can just be, notice, the material just makes it look like it's a receipt. In the text is like blurred, whereas it's kind of similar here. The land rights, it just looks like a legal document, but it's like, obscured, right? Like that's kind of how probably these should be made from the material perspective. All right, so let me make sure if there's anything else I need to talk about in terms of this milestone. Yeah, that's basically it. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'm really excited to see this work coming in. Make sure to move your Trello cards as you go. And yeah, ask questions as you work this week, and if not, I will hear from you on Thursday.